So same way I'll find B cross B. So for B cross B, we have to write B 2 times. So what will be this? So it will be, I'll write here only. B was A comma B. So with itself. So A comma A comma B, then B comma A, and B comma B. So this will be the pairs. Okay, so these are simple ones which you already know from 11th standard. Okay, so there is some note which has been given. If A has, someone has not muted the phone, please mute. If A is equal to, has m elements and B has n elements, then A cross B will have m into n ordered pairs. So what it basically means is, look over here. Suppose if A has how many total elements, these are called elements. So it has 3 elements. Same way, this A has 3 elements. So 3 into 3 elements will give me 9. So if you actually count, you will get 9 elements. Okay. Same way when we were finding B cross B, B had 2 elements, another B had 2 elements. So this would be 2 cross 2. That's why we got 4 elements. Okay. Here, how many we had got? A had 3 elements, B had 2 elements. That's why we got total 6 elements. Okay. So this property should know, if A has m elements and B has n elements, then A cross B will be what? Multiplication of both the elements. Okay. Second point is, if any set A or B is empty, then A cross B is empty. Consider if this is 3 and B was empty. Okay. Then A cross B, there is nothing to pair with. So that also answer will be empty. So this is not 2. Okay, so this was about simple Cartesian product. Now we'll start with the actual relations. Okay. So let A and B be the two sets. Then a relation R from set A to set B in a subset of Cartesian product is A cross B. Okay, so it is nothing but a subset of any Cartesian product. So I'll explain by giving example. Consider A is 2, 3, 5, 6 and B is 1, 4, 5. Then find the following real relations. It is a find following relations. Okay. So first what you do is just find a Cartesian product. Just now I told you how to find Cartesian product. So find A cross B. Let's find A cross B. So start finding the pairs. Those who have still not understood how to find Cartesian product, again I'm explaining in this example. So A cross B, A you have written first, anyways B is second, so correct. Now take the first element, start pairing with all the elements of the next one. So it will be 2, 1. I'm still fixed with this fellow only and trying to pair it with all others. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. Okay. Then start with the second element. 5, 1, 5, 2. Okay. So up till 6, 5 you will get. If you want to confirm, just check if you have taken all the pairs. How many elements does A have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many elements does B have? 5 elements. So 4 into 5 should give you 20 pairs. So you can check to confirm if you have done it right. I did some extra thing. Wait. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 1. Correct. Okay. Now, just see. This is a simple Cartesian product. Okay. There's nothing. Now comes the actual relation. So now you have to find the following relation. So first one, what they are saying is find a relation where A is equal to B. Okay, so this is what many ways you can relate A and B. So in short, relating A and B is called as a relation. There has to be some relation. In this case, A is equal to B, they are saying. Okay, the first element is always A, you know that because it came from set A. And the second element is always B. Everywhere it is the same thing. This will be A, this will be B. A, B, like that. So now you have to pick up those pairs only where A is equal to B, where both the numbers are equal. So only write those. So now check where both the numbers are equal. So over here 3, 3. Okay. Then which is 2, 2.
5,
And
5.
yes, 5, 5. So only those pairs you have to write. And this is called as relation. And then you can put commas. Here also you can put commas everywhere. So this is one example of relation. This is Cartesian product and this is relation. And if you notice, this is nothing but a subset. Subset means what? A smaller set of a big set. This is a bigger set because direct. There is no condition given. So you directly compared with every possibility and that is called Cartesian product. But then when you're putting some condition or some relation between these two, then it is called as a relation and it is not nothing but a smaller part of this. Okay, it's a subset of Cartesian product. So the definition of relation is nothing but it is a subset of Cartesian product. This could be anything, any condition you can put. So one more example is what? Where anyone having doubt in first one? Okay, then we'll find R2. R2 is what? A comma B, where A is less than B. Okay. So you have to pick up all those pairs where has to be smaller than B, meaning what the first number has to be smaller than the second number. So find out now. So that will be first one will not satisfy. Why? Here A is greater than B. Here it is equal. No. So anyways will yes. Okay. So this is satisfying this condition. This one also 2 comma 4, then 2 comma 5. Here this is not possible. Why? A is greater than B. Again greater equal, then 3 comma 4, 3 comma 5. This is not possible at all. Rest all if you see A is greater than B. So only those you have to write pairs where it is satisfying this condition. So this is another example of relation. Same way, the third one. Second one, anyone having doubt? Third one I'll write here because I need the Cartesian product. R3 is what? Given to you A comma B. A minus 1 is equal to B. Okay. Or you can consider the other way around also. A is equal to how much? 1, I can take that side and make it as B plus 1. Okay. So if you notice, if A is some 1, B has to be one number greater than A. Okay. B, the second number, has to be 1 greater than the first number. So check only those pairs. Try to
2,
add.
1,
Yes.
3, 2, 5,
Wait
4,
1 second. 3 ulta you are 3 comma 2 ne.
2, 1, no?
Yeah, correct. A minus 1 has to be equal to B. Correct.
Yeah.
So 2 comma 1.
3, 2,
Yes. 3 comma 2. Then 4
5,
comma 3 is there.
5,
No,
4,
4 comma. Yes. 5
then
comma 4.
6, 5.
Yes. Correct. Okay. So it has to be 1 greater than B. Okay. Or in short, if you see, put the value of A as 2. Okay. And minus 1 from that and see. It should be equal to 1. So that is the pair. Okay. Same way, if you minus 1 from 3, you will get 2. Okay. Or the other way around. Add 1, 1 plus 1 will give you 2. So which will be equal to A. Okay, so that way. So accordingly, you have to find a relation. So which are the pairs which will satisfy this? If you try any other pair, it will not work. See, 5 minus 1 will not give you 4. So this one will work. So R3 will be 2 comma 1, 3 comma 2 and 5 comma 4. The ones which I put box. Huh? So these are some of the examples of relations. Next one is types of relations. First one is a empty relation. Okay, as per the name itself, there is no element of A which is related to any other element of A. Okay, in short, I will just give one example. R is A minus B is greater than 10. This I am referring to the previous example only. What was that? I'll just give only the starting part. What were the pairs? 2, 3, 2, 1, then 2, 2, and 2, 3, A cross B it was. Okay, so like this it was, and so on. Okay, now just try to find out those pairs where A minus B should be greater than 10. Okay, so A minus B, so A, this is A and this is B. So how much you're getting? A minus B you will get as 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. 2 minus 4 is minus 2, and so on. So you can try like this for all the pairs. And if you see, is there any pair which is giving you greater than 10? No. Okay. There will be no answer which is greater than 10. So there is no answer matching a pair for this. So what will be our empty, because you don't have any pair which is satisfying this condition. So this type of a relation which is not satisfying this condition to the Cartesian product, then it is called as a empty relation. Okay, just minus this and see. In short, they have asked you to find those pairs where when you minus both the answers, the answer should be greater than 10. And it is not giving anything greater than 10. So that's why it remains empty. So this is an example of empty relation. Now second one, universal. Universal will have all the pairs, okay, exactly all the pairs of Cartesian product. Full set will come up. So the example is A minus B is less than 10. Now if you notice, obviously 1 is less than 10. 0 is also less than 10. Then minus 1 is also less than 10. So if you do for all the pairs, all 20 pairs, all the answers will be less than 10. So a relation will be what? All the pairs you will write. All these pairs will satisfy this condition. 2, 2, that way. So all 20 will come up, and that's why full has got repeated. That's why it is called universal relation. Okay. So if no element, then it is called empty relation. If all the elements are there, then it is called universal. So every element is related to the other element. Clear with these two terms? Anyone has not understood, then please ask.
Teacher,
Yeah.
so why that A minus B is greater than 10 in empty relations.
No, I just give you an example. Consider if they asked you to find a relation. Okay. So like how we had found out, write those pairs where A is equal to B, correct? So you went to that Cartesian product, you wrote only those terms where it was satisfying that condition. Now I just give you an example randomly. Find one relation. I'm not even telling you it's an empty relation. Find one relation where it is satisfying this condition. Okay, I just gave an example randomly 10. So now if you go to find this relation, you will not find any pairs, correct? So what you will
Yeah.
write answer is empty. Okay, so that's why it will be called as empty. So there's something empty relation also which is existing. Okay, so this is only example of empty relation. So they will not ask you to define as such. You only should know that is something that you can write answer as empty also. Then these are just some terms which will come across. You will know definitions as nothing. No problems will be asked on this. Okay, clear? This is only example, not fixed that it had to be 10 only. It could be any other number also. Okay, any other doubt? And from here onwards, these are important ones. Huh? Third one, this you will come across now. Reflexive. Okay, symmetric. From definitions, it will be direct bounces for you all. You will not understand anything. I'm just telling you there's one condition which you have to remember. And the third one is transitive. Okay. For reflexive, okay, this condition you have to remember. Whether you want to by heart or what, I don't know. But once you solve problems, you will understand automatically. Only this much you have to remember. No definition, but only this condition. A comma A should belong to R. Okay, so I've underlined it also. Only that much only you should know under reflexive. Okay, A comma A should belong to R. For symmetric, what you should remember is if A1 comma A2 belongs to R, then ulta. Okay, A2 comma A1 should belong to R. This I will explain with the example, so don't worry. Okay, and the third condition is A1 comma A2 belongs to R. Then second, here three terms will come. Remember, reflexive only one term, symmetric two terms. A1 comma A2, symmetric means ulta. Okay, A2 comma A1, and transitive three terms will come. Third term A3, then this and this, A1 comma A3. Okay, should belong to R. And if all these three are satisfying, then it is called as an equivalence relation. Okay, if it is reflexive, symmetric as well as transitive, then the relation is called as equivalence relation. So these are only from definition point of view. Now we'll start with the actual example and try to understand what all this meant. Okay, so this is on the notes, page number 2. Okay, so example is, this is a set 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, now normal Cartesian product with itself you have to find if there is nothing else. No need to even find a Cartesian product. Now I'll give you one example if this was a relation given. Okay, now we want to find out whether this is a reflexive relation or not. Only now, right now we are doing the first one, reflexive. So as per the reflexive definition, okay, what was the condition? A comma A. This was I told you to remember for reflexive. Okay, A comma A means what? Same thing should be over here. So now check the elements. Which all are the elements of A? 1, 2 and 3 are the elements of A. Okay. Now as per the condition, you have to pair with itself. Take the first element. So which is it? 1 comma 1. So this is like A comma A, correct? Same way, this is also 2 comma 2. Same answers. Both should match. 2 comma 2. And this is also 3 comma 3. So you have to pair with itself. Okay, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3. All these elements should be there in that. Then it is called reflexive. Okay, if one more you can write, suppose if it was only this much, I want to check whether it is reflexive or not. It will not be reflexive. Why? Because 3 comma 3 is missing over here. Okay, so all the pairs should be there. 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 should be there. Then it is called reflexive because all the pairs should be there, A comma A. Even if one of that pair is missing, it is not reflexive. Okay. Now third example, which I've already given on the notes. 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1, 1 comma 1. Now I want to check, this is something given to me. They have asked, check whether this R is, this relation is reflexive or not. Now what is the condition I told you always for reflexive? A comma A. So you have to find which all pairs should be present here. This ones, we have to refer the main fellow. This is 1 comma 1. Check 1 comma 1 is there. Yes. Then check 2 comma 2 is there. Yes. Then check 3 comma 3 is there. Yes. Even if extra terms are there, you don't worry. As long as my all 3 terms are there, it is reflexive. Okay. So no matter how big the Cartesian product pairs are, you have to try to locate your main pairs. That is 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2 should be there and 3 comma 3 should be there. Then it is called reflexive. Suppose if this was not there or any other number I can consider now. If this pair was not given to you. Okay, so only 2 comma 2 and 3 comma 3 is there, but 1 comma 1 is not there. Then it will be not reflexive. Okay. So this is the condition for reflexive. A comma A means pairs with itself should be present. Now if anybody has not understood what reflexive means, then please ask. Quickly I'll give another here on the example. Suppose instead of cut this A something 5, 2 and 8 was there. Then what all pairs should have been there somewhere here whenever. So 5 comma 5 you have to try to locate 2 comma 2 and then 8 comma 8 should be the condition for reflexive. Anything they give, you should search whether 5 comma 5 is there, 2 comma 2 is there, and 8 comma 8 is there. Okay, so this is how you have to check for reflexive.
Hello, teacher.
Yeah, tell.
Teacher, in empty relations, in spite of writing that brackets, can we write y?
Yeah. Like this also you can write.
Okay.
Okay, second one would be for symmetric. Now, first example, R1 is 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1, 1 comma 1, 3 comma 2, 2 comma 3. Okay, now as per the symmetric definition, what it means is if A1 comma A2 belongs to R, then A2 comma A1 should also belong to R. Means it's reverse. Okay, ulta side also should belong to R. Okay, so I'll take the first example. Look at this. Okay, look over here. What has been given? 1 comma 2 is there in that set. So make so you have to check whether its ulta is also there. What is reverse of 1 comma 2? 2 comma 1. So is it there in the set? Yes. So it is satisfying the condition. Okay. So these two are there. Now move on to the next one. This is anyways of reflexive. I don't want to check whether it is reflexive because I'm only checking for symmetric. Okay. This is for reflexive condition. Then check 3 comma 2. 3 comma 2 is there. Okay. Then if this is there, then 2 comma 3 also should be there. Reverse. Is it there? Yes. Then it is symmetric. Okay. Now I'll give you an example where it is not symmetric. Instead of that, suppose 1 comma 2 was there. If this was there. Now I want to check whether this relation is symmetric. Now 1 comma 2 is pair given to you. Now try to locate its reverse is there in that or not. What is its reverse? 2 comma 1. Is it there in this? No, it is not there. So 2 comma 1 is this E, if you see, no, it is nothing but means belongs. Okay. If you want, you can write and keep. Is not belonging. Is there 2 comma 1? Is not there in that R. So that's why not symmetric. Okay. 1 comma 2 is there, but its reverse is not there. So that's why it is not symmetric. Over here, what is happening? Whoever's number is there, its reverse is also there. See, 3 comma 2 is there means 2 comma 3 is also there. That's why it was symmetric. But here, this fellow's reverse is missing. That's why it is not symmetric. So this is the condition for symmetric. Means what? If A1 comma A2 is there in that set, in that relation, then A2 comma A1 should also be there in that set. Okay, understood? If any doubts, then ask. See, one more example is the second example. I want to check whether this relation is symmetric. Reflexive, if you wanted to check, then here it is. It is reflexive. 1 comma 1 is there, 2 comma 2 is there, 3 comma 3 is there. Okay, so that I don't have to worry. Okay, now this is the condition for reflexive. Same pairs you don't check. Okay, for symmetry. Now here, other than this two, this pairs, 1 comma 2 is there. So check whether 2 comma 1 is also there. Yes, it is there. 3 comma 1 is there. Its reverse is also there. Okay, so there is no pair whose reverse is not there. Okay, so that means it is symmetric. So this is the condition for symmetry. The last one, transitive. Transitive condition is what? If A1 comma A2 is there in that set, and then A2 comma A3 is also there in that set. If you notice, this and this number should match, huh? Okay, this continuous two numbers. Then the condition is A1 comma A3 should be there in that. If these two are matching, the closest numbers, then this pair should be there, A1 comma A3. So I'll give you that example and explain. So R1 is 1 comma 2. Okay, so how to check is, take the first pair. This I'm checking for transitive, huh? Not symmetry condition. Anyways, I give you example. Now transitive. So take the first pair, 1 comma 2. Now locate all the pairs which is having what? The second, like this continuous, is there any other 2? Yes. So take this. Okay, it is in the form of what? A1, A2, A2, A3. Now check this and this are matching. Now 1, this will make it what? 1 comma 1. See this, huh? If these two are matching, then make a pair with the first and the third one. So these two are matching. So make a pair with the first and the third. So what is it? 1 comma 1. Check whether 1 comma 1 is there. Yes. So it is there. Okay. So same way, take all the pairs like that only. So if there is 1 comma 2, another number which is starting with 2 is what? 2 comma 2. These two are same. So what is the pair which is making? 1 comma 2. Check whether 1 comma 2 is there. Yes, 1 comma 2 is there. Okay, same way, then go for the next pair. So like this, transitive is slightly this tedious. Why? You have to check for all the pairs like that. 2 comma 1. So check with all the numbers which is starting with 1. 1 comma 2. 1 and 1 is same. So what pair should be? 2 comma 2. Check if 2 comma 2 is there. Yes. Okay, so like that you have to keep on trying with all the pairs. So 2 comma 1, 1 comma, so 2 comma 1, 2 comma 1 is there. Okay, so 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2. Is 1 comma 2 there? Yes. So that way. Then 2 comma 2, 2 comma 1. 2 and 2 is matching. Is 2 comma 1 there? Yes. Okay, so like this you have to try with all the pairs and check whether it is belonging back into the pair. Okay, so this is an example of transitive. Only those pairs you have to take where second and the other ones first is matching. Then check whether first and the third, this first and last is making a pair. Yes, it is there. If it had no 1 comma 1, if there was no 1 comma 1, okay, then it would not be transitive. If 1 comma 1 was missing, this over here, then you have to say it is not transitive. Okay, so we'll solve some examples. With that, you will have a better idea. So this is the condition for transitive. So the exercise will start. So now check whether the following relations are reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Okay, for the same problem, you have to check all three conditions are satisfying or not. So R is a relation on set. So the set given to you is 1, 2, 3, 4. And the relation which is given to you is okay, so this is the question given to you. Now we'll check whether it is reflexive. Okay, so what did I tell you for reflexive? The condition is A comma A means same pairs. So this is the main set given to you. So try finding the main pairs. So which all are the main pairs? 1 comma 1. So is 1 comma 1 there? Yes. Then 2 comma 2. Yes. 3 comma 3. Yes. And 4 comma 4. Yes. So all the pairs are there. Okay. So therefore reflexive. So this, if it comes, it will come only for one mark. So there is no answer as such you have to write. So you just have to check the condition and say it is reflexive. For your understanding, if you want, you write and keep 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4 is there. It is belonging to R. Therefore, it is reflexive. This is for your understanding. Don't have to write in the paper. If even 1 was not there, then it was not reflexive. Now we'll check for symmetry. Okay, symmetric. For symmetric, other than that, we have to check. These are for reflexive, no? So don't worry about this. Now check here. 1 comma 2. So obviously I told you for symmetry, its ulta should have been there in that. So 1 comma 2 is there, means 2 comma 1 should be there in that same set. Is there 2 comma 1 given in that set? No. That means what? It is not symmetric. 1 comma 2 is belonging to R. It is there inside this R, but 2 comma 1 is not there in that R. Therefore, not symmetric. Even one example is enough. You don't even have to check more than. Even if one pair is not satisfying it, then it will not work. If you see, this also is not working actually. 1 comma 3 is there, but 3 comma 1 is also not there. 3 comma 2 is there, but 2 comma 3 is not there. But even one condition is enough to say it is not symmetric. Anyone who has not understood this first reflexive and symmetric? Okay. And the last condition to check whether it is transitive. So for transitive, I told you take up those pairs which are having continuous this. So first we'll check with this 1 comma 2, 2 comma 2. 1 comma 2 is there. Okay. Then is there any other number which is starting with 2? No. Then go for this pair. Okay. So 2 comma 2 I'm writing. So check if any other pair which is starting with 2. No other pair is starting with 2. So it will not, you don't have to check. Again 1 comma 1 is a condition for reflexive. You don't have to check. 4 comma 4 also you don't have to check. Check this now. 1 comma 3 is, which other number starting with 3? Here 3 comma 3. 3 and 3 is matching. So is 1 comma 3 present? Yes. Okay. Same way 1 comma 3, 3 comma 2. 3 and 3 is matching. Is 1 comma 2 there? Yes. 1 comma 2 is also there. So if you try this all combinations, they are there already present. So therefore it is satisfying. So it is transitive.
So can we take 3 comma 3
Yeah,
because it is
if you want.
coming?
Yeah, 3 comma 3 with anyone. With
No,
whom you
because it is
tried.
coming under reflexive.
Yeah, even it's coming under reflexive, but even if you check, no problem. Why? Because it will always satisfy. Already if it is coming under reflexive also, you can still check. Only to save time, you can avoid it. Otherwise you can check. It will always work. So it will definitely work if you try. You can try with all the elements also if you have time. First pair try with all, meaning whichever it is matching with. Then second, try with whichever it is matching. Then take the third one, try with whichever it is matching, that way. Okay. Actually, that is the best way to try. Then you don't have no worry that you must have skipped some pair to check. Okay. Then the second example you can try. Second problem. On set is the main set is 1, 2, 3 and 7. Okay, at least reflexive and symmetry by now you should be this. I can understand little transitive. Some students will take time to understand. But reflexive and symmetry is simple. Reflexive, you have to check the pair with itself is present. All the elements are. So 1 comma 1 there. 2 comma 2 is there. 3 comma 3 is also there. Order will not matter, right? It could be anywhere. And 7 comma 7 is also there. So therefore, first one it is first. So it is reflexive. Then check for symmetry. Okay. 1 comma 2. 2 comma 1 is there. Yes. Here. Its reverse is here. Then 2 comma 2 means even if you want to check with reflexive also 2 comma 2 is 2 comma 2 only. So with itself. So don't worry. Same thing it will be here. Now 1 comma 3. So this one's reverse is what? 3 comma 1. It is there. Then 3 comma 2 and 2 comma 3. So all the pairs, its reverse is also there. Okay. So therefore it is symmetric. So in this, it should be clear for symmetry. Okay, everyone, whichever pair they are writing, its reverse should also be there in that. Only for reflexive, you have to check with respect to the main one, all the pairs. For symmetry, you have to check here itself. And last, to check if it is transitive. So start with the first pair, 1, 2. Okay, those who have not understood, again I'm explaining. Write the first pair. Okay, only the first. Then check with all the pairs which is starting with 2. So 2, 2. So this and this is matching. So 1, 2. 1, 2 is there. Fine. Then same 1, 2. You try with any other pair which is starting with 2. 2, 3. So 1, 3 it is giving you. So is 1, 3 there? Yes. 1, 3 is also there. Then I think starting with then 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 1, it is there. Okay, so this is done with the first pair. Then take 2, 2 and try it with all others. So this basically, instead of writing like this and wasting time, you have to do it mentally itself. Okay, and so this will be 2, 2. So try with whichever is starting with 2. So 2, 1. So that will give you 2, 1 only, which is here already. Then 2, 2, 2, 3 will give you 2, 3. It's there. Then 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3. It is still there. Okay, so that way 1, 3, 3, 3 will give you 3, 3. It's still there. Then 3, 3, 3, 2. So that will be 3, 2, which is there. Then 3, 3. So like this, if you try, all it will work. Okay, so that will be transitive. All the pairs it is working out. So that's why it will be transitive. Okay, in the third example, third problem. Six, 8 and 9. The set which has been given, relation is given as 6, 8, 6, 9. Okay, so now first to check for reflexive. 6, 6 there. Is 8, 8 there? No. 9, 9 is also not there. Only 6, 6 is there. So 8, 8. This is for your understanding to write and keep. Is not belonging to this R. It's not there. It's not present in that. Therefore, not reflexive. Even if one is missing, still not reflexive. Okay. Then check for symmetry. Six, 8 is there. We'll check its ulta is there. Yes. 8, 6 is there. 6, 9, 9, 6. Okay. Then 8, 9, 9, 8. So all its reverse pairs are there. So that's why it will be symmetric. Okay, so the pairs I've given a similar symbol, star and star here, dot and dot, tick marked here. Okay, so that will be for symmetry. Now transitive will check. So take the first pair, 6, 8, and try with any other number which is starting with 8, this matching. So that 8, 6, 6, 6, it is there. Then try 6, 8, 8, 9, 6, 9, it is there. Okay. Then you can try this way, 6, 8, then okay, done. Only two numbers are starting with 8. Then go for the next pair, 6, 9. Check those numbers which are starting with 9. Okay. So 9, 8. 9 and 9 is matching. 6, 8. It is there. Okay. Then 6, 9, 9, 6. It's there. Okay. So same way you can try. Now try this. 8, 9, 9, 8. Is 8, 8 there? You can check this pair. See, both numbers are same. So this and this pair should have also been there. So 8, 8 is not there. Okay, so that's why it will not be transitive now. So you can write this example. 8, 9, 9, 8 belongs to R. But 8, 8 is not belonging to R. Therefore, not transitive. Okay, so this is how you will understand from this pointed list that this is the condition. Okay, this and this is matching. But first and third pair when you make, that one should have been present over here, 8, 8, which is not there. Okay, so that's why it will not be transitive. So this is how you have to check whether it is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. And it can come only for 1 mark. Anyone who has not understood or any doubt? So then we'll be moving to the next topic. Check whether R is an equivalence relation. Okay, this type problems can come for 3 marks. Question number 2 are of 3 marks. If any of this problem comes. Question 2, first one. So we have to check whether this these are starting with easy ones. So L1 parallel to L2. So these are some parallel lines which they are telling, and you have to check whether it is a equivalence relation. So this is a fixed format which you will have to follow. Okay, so the first time in the first problem I will give you. So similar way you have to follow for rest of the problems. Now we have to check whether these lines are reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Okay, so first condition to check whether it is reflexive. So this is like what? 2 lines are given. So for reflexive, what is the condition? A comma A. Okay. So for this, what it will be? L1 comma L1 with itself you have to check. Okay, always for reflexive. So what you have to write is, for every line, this is a fixed step on which you have to write. For every line L, it is parallel to itself. Okay, so you know that take any line, obviously it will always be parallel to itself, correct? It will not be something perpendicular. So with itself, it will always be parallel. It's in the same direction, no? So that's why you have to write it as L1, it is satisfying the condition. Okay, so therefore reflexive. So basically what am I trying to do is, there are two lines given to me. So you have to always check whether it is reflexive. Reflexive means what? You have to check with itself. So check whether instead of L2 for reflexive, what will come? L1, because with itself you have to check, no? For reflexive means A comma A. So with itself, you have to check whether L1 is parallel to L1. So obviously it is parallel. So you have to write a sentence. Okay, L1, it is parallel to itself. So that's why it is satisfying the condition that it is parallel. So that's why it will be reflexive. Okay. Now second one, it will be what? You have to check for symmetry. What does the symmetry say? A1 comma A2, then ulta also should work, reverse. Means what? If L1 is parallel to L2, you can use this term now. This way you have to use. Implies that I have to check reverse also. Obviously, if line 1 is parallel to line 2, what will happen? Line 2 is also parallel to line 1. Correct? Is it correct or not? That's all we have to check. Okay? So it is correct. If L1 is parallel to L2, then obviously L2 is parallel to L1. So reverse is also holding true. So that's why this is the main conditions you have to write. If L1, L2 belongs to R, implies that L2, L1 belongs to R. This is fixed format. You have to remember this somehow. Symmetry, if you have understood, it is nothing but the same definition you have to write again. Instead of A1 and A2, I am just using L1 and L2 because they have given it as L1 and L2. It means what? This belongs to R means obviously L2 comma L2 is also satisfying the condition. Therefore, symmetric. So as we go on solving more problems, it will be same method repeated again and again. So you will get used to it. Right now it will look completely new. Okay. Now for transitive, three things will come up now: L1, L2 and L3. See, A1, A comma A. Then it was what? A1, A2, then A2, A1 should satisfy. Then for transitive, three letters. Just write this first. This is a symbol for implies that. And for transitive condition will be if L1 is parallel to L2, L2 is parallel to L3. Can anyone tell me, as per transitive, what it should be if these two are matching? What should be the condition?
L1 is parallel to L3.
Yes, correct. So imply just the word this you have to use and it will look professional or mathematical. Okay. If L1 is parallel to L2 and L2 is parallel to L3, then you have to check whether L1 is parallel to L3. Obviously, you know, see, if three lines are parallel, if this is parallel to this, so obviously L1 is parallel to L3. It is satisfying the condition. Implies that L1 is parallel to L3. Okay, so that's why it is transitive, but this is like in words. So as per definition, you have to write like this. So L1 comma L2 belongs to R and L2 comma L3 belongs to R, implies that L1 comma L3 belongs to R. So this is important to write. Therefore, transitive. So this is a fixed format which you will follow this way. So first you have to always check with itself for reflexive. Symmetry you have to check with what? Reverse and check. Okay, and here you have to take three things. First, second, and the first and the third one, whether it is satisfying the condition. The condition was what over here? To check whether the lines are parallel. So first you checked with itself, then you checked with the second line, here you checked with the third line. And then all the condition matched. Therefore, since it is reflexive, symmetric, as well as transitive, as per the definition, it is called equivalence. Therefore, equivalence relation. Okay, just last one, I'll solve on that triangle, similar one, then you'll understand it slightly better. You can also say R is transitive, R is symmetric. Huh? If you want, you can write R is symmetric, relation is transitive, relation is reflexive. And therefore you can say R is equivalence relation. It's fine. Next, second one is, let A be the set of all triangles in a plane and R be the relation of A defined by R is equal to T1 comma T2. Okay. Here we have to check same way how it was parallel. These are now with triangles. We have to check whether it is congruent. Okay. So now congruent means all the sides are matching with the angles and all. So that in details you don't have to do this. You have to check first for reflexive means it with itself. So suppose if this is triangle T1. Now I want to check whether it is obviously congruent with itself. So obviously all sides all will be equal, same, no? Angles also will be equal. So definitely T1 is congruent with itself. So it will be obviously reflexive. So same like parallel, you have to write again. For every triangle T1, it is congruent to itself. So it is satisfying the condition. So T1 comma T1 is belonging to R. Therefore, R is reflexive. Fixed steps. Have to write like this only. This you can somehow change little bit as per your language, however you want to write, no problem. But this is fixed. Okay, some places they might use A also because they are given on set A. Whether you write A or R, it means the same. So this is for reflexive. Now for symmetry, obviously this is T2. So if T1 is congruent to T2, obviously second triangle will be congruent to the first one. T1 is congruent to T2 implies that okay, as per definition, T1 comma T2 belongs to R implies that this is writing in terms of symbols. This was in terms of words. Therefore, R is symmetric. And the last one, same. If T1 is congruent to T2 and T2 is congruent to T3, implies that T1 should, okay, if this is equal to this, second is equal to the third, then obviously you know that first is equal to the third. So just write same how you had written for parallel lines. Implies that T1 is congruent to T3. Then write if T1 comma T2 belongs to R, T2 comma T3 belongs to R, implies that therefore R is transitive. R is transitive and therefore equivalence relation. Equivalence if they ask saying prove that it is equivalence relation, they will not tell you to check. You should know equivalence means what. You should show that it is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Please learn the spellings because later you'll forget. They'll give you only the term equivalence and then you will not know what is reflexive, symmetric and transitive in case they don't give. Okay, so we'll be solving more problems tomorrow. I'll stop here. I'll just take attendance. Just go through those problems again so that if you all have doubt, you can ask. Tomorrow's class, before I start, you can ask to explain again in case if I have not understood. Okay, those are finished can leave the class. Anyone who wants me to repeat can wait and then ask. I can repeat anything which I have not understood.